Welcome, humans, and any celestial body else out there listening. This is Curious Minds, Infinite Answers. I'm your host, Courtney Christine Cosco. This podcast, simply put, is a mix of human curiosity and how, with the help of AI technology, curious minds can get the answers we seek. Let's get mind-bending and plunge deep beneath the surface of our everyday thoughts. Let's begin. I'd like to take a moment to honor the Indigenous peoples who were the original stewards of this land we now call North America. Since I currently reside in Columbus, Georgia, I want to specifically acknowledge that this area rests on the ancestral lands of the Muskogee Nation. As we all gather in gratitude this Thanksgiving, I encourage you to take a moment to reflect on the Native Americans who once called your land home. If you don't already know, it's worth exploring the history of the Indigenous people who lived where you are now. Perhaps this season, consider paying homage to their enduring legacy. Thank you for joining me in this meaningful acknowledgement as we begin today's journey together. Whether you're tuning in with family gathered around, or maybe taking a little you time, I want you to know right here, right now, I'm with you in spirit. But what does that actually mean, with you in spirit? Is it just a comforting phrase we say? Or could there be something deeper? Something real we sense happening when we feel connected to someone who isn't physically with us? Today we're exploring both the scientific and spiritual sides of connection. From the brain's mirror neurons to quantum entanglement, from shared consciousness to prayer, my hope is that this episode will leave you saying, "Wow, I never thought of it like that." We'll make room on the dining table because we're peeling back the layers of this onion, dicing them up, sprinkling in a pinch of wonder, and though this episode will be short and sweet, we're adding one more food for thought to the spread. So, grab a cozy spot, maybe a cup of hot cider, and let's explore the mystery of being with someone in spirit. We can all agree that these days, Thanksgiving is about connection. Whether you're with loved ones, or in person, or thinking about someone miles away, have you ever wondered why, when you think about a person you love, it can feel like they're right there with you? Maybe a memory pops up in your mind, or you suddenly feel warm and comforted. Well, science and biology tells us that our brains are hardwired for connection. Cue mirror neurons. Mirror neurons are like the brain's tool for empathy. They help you understand what someone else is feeling or experiencing by mirroring their emotions or actions inside your own brain. For example, when you see someone laughing, your brain's mirror neurons make you feel happy, even if you don't know why they're laughing. If someone looks sad, your mirror neurons help you feel their sadness too, so you can understand how they feel. It's like your brain is stepping into their shoes for a moment, which is what makes empathy possible. So when you picture your grandmother smiling at Thanksgiving dinner, or your sister who's an ocean away laughing at the table, your brain is creating a mini version of that moment, almost like they're sitting right next to you. Just thinking about that puts a smile on my face. It's like a little neurological holiday gathering happening in my head. Okay, so mirror neurons, empathy, check. Now let's zoom out, way out, to the level of particles in the universe itself. First, what's a particle? Think of particles as the tiny building blocks of everything in the universe. They're like Lego pieces, forming everything we see and touch. Your body, the air, the stars, everything. Now, here's where it gets a little wild. Scientists discovered that if you take two particles and connect them in a specific way, what they call entangling, they stay linked, even if you separate them by miles or even light years. For example, if something happens to one particle, like it changes directions or something, the other one instantly knows and responds, no matter how far apart they are. It's as if the space between them doesn't exist at all. This connection isn't physical, like a string or a wire. Instead, it's an invisible link that works outside of space and time as we know them. Scientists don't yet fully understand how it works either, but they've repeatedly proven that it does. Here's another example. Imagine you have two gloves, one for your left hand and one for your right. You put them in separate boxes and send one box to the other side of the world. When you open the box on your side and see the left glove, you instantly know the other box contains the right glove, even though it's far away. Now, in quantum entanglement, it's kind of weird. The glove doesn't quote-unquote choose which hand they belong to until you open the box. And the moment you check, the other glove immediately quote-unquote decides too, no matter how far apart the boxes are. While the phenomenon applies to particles at the smallest levels of the universe, many people see it as a metaphor or even a possibility for human connection. When two people form a deep connection, like close friends, family members, or romantic partners, it can feel like there's an invisible bond between them. Could this bond be similar to quantum entanglement? While there's no direct scientific evidence linking people in this way, the idea is compelling. Just as entangled particles communicate instantly across distances, some believe that deep emotional or energetic connections between humans might work similarly. Have you ever thought about someone and then they suddenly call or text you? Or felt comforted out of nowhere, only to find out later that someone was thinking of you or praying for you? While this might be just coincidence, some people suggest that it could be evidence of a kind of human entanglement, a subtle way we're connected beyond what we can see. There's also the idea that people share energy fields. The human heart and brain both generate electromagnetic fields, which can extend beyond the body. It's possible that, like particles, these fields interact and create a lasting connection, even when people are far apart. Now, you know I like to get philosophical, so if particles can remain connected across space, could human connections transcend time as well? Some spiritual traditions suggest that souls or energies can carry bonds across lifetimes. For instance, you might meet someone for the first time and feel an instant, unexplainable connection. Could this be a human entanglement stretching across time? Science shows us at the smallest levels, the universe is more interconnected than we ever imagined. While quantum entanglement is strictly about particles, it opens the door to bigger questions. Are there unforeseen forces connecting us to each other? Is love, empathy, or intention a form of energy that can ripple across space and time, like entangled particles? HeartMath Institute has studied how the electromagnetic field of the human heart changes when we feel love or gratitude. These fields can actually influence others around us, and maybe even across distances. Makes you wonder, when we feel someone's presence in a moment of need, it could be more than just our imagination. Well, Albert Einstein called this, and I quote, "spooky action at a distance." And honestly, he wasn't wrong. When we form deep bonds, maybe we create invisible threads that do in fact keep us linked, no matter where or when we are. Let's stretch the boundaries even further. Some mystics and metaphysical thinkers believe our spirits can literally travel. This is called astral projection. Those who practice it describe vividly feeling like they're present with someone else, even across great distances. Prayer works similarly for many people. When you pray for someone, you're focusing your energy, intention, and love solely on them. Whether you call it faith or energy transfer, the effect can feel profound. I'd like to add one last aspect to think about here, and that is the Native American cultures, which have rich and diverse perspectives on spiritual connection and being with someone in spirit. In many Native American traditions, life is seen as a web where all beings, humans, animals, plants, and even the earth itself, are connected by a shared spiritual essence. To be with someone in spirit might reflect this idea that we are never truly separate because of the unity of all life. Many tribes believe in the ongoing presence of ancestors. The spirits of loved ones who have passed on are thought to remain close, offering guidance, protection, and comfort. The Lakota Sioux believe in Wakan Tanka, or the Great Spirit, a force that connects the physical and spiritual worlds, allowing ancestors to watch over and influence the living. The Navajo believe in Hosho, a concept of balance and harmony, where ancestor spirits can help maintain the well-being of their descendants. In this context, being with someone in spirit could mean feeling the presence and influence of ancestors or loved ones who are no longer physically present. In Indigenous practices, thoughts and intentions are considered powerful. Many tribes believe that sending positive energy, prayers, or good thoughts can have a real impact, even across great distances. In Cherokee tradition, thoughts and words are imbued with energy, meaning that focusing on someone can spiritually connect you to them. The Ojibwe people often use ceremonies, songs, and dances to spiritually connect with others, both living and departed. This aligns with the idea that you can be with someone in spirit by intentionally focusing your energy and love toward them. Indigenous people often use rituals to maintain spiritual connections with others. These might include prayer ceremonies to send thoughts or healing energy to someone far away, smoke offerings, burning sage or sweetgrass to carry prayers and connect to the spirit world, and dream work, where some tribes believe spirits can visit or communicate in dreams, bridging physical separation. For many Native Americans today, the idea of being with someone in spirit remains rooted in these ancient traditions. It reflects a worldview where relationships are sacred and enduring, even in the absence of physical presence. So, can we truly be with someone in spirit? That is the question. Whether it's through science like mirror neurons and quantum entanglement, or through the beautiful mysteries of prayer and shared consciousness, I believe the answer is yes. And today, as you reflect on what you believe and what you're grateful for, think about the people who aren't physically at the table, but are in your heart. Close your eyes, picture them, and imagine sending them your love. Because here's the magic. Whether it's in science or spirit, your connection to them is real, and that's something to truly be thankful for. Thank you for sharing this time with me today. Whether you're thinking of loved ones still here on Earth, or those who've moved to a different corner of it, or even beyond, I hope this episode reminds you that the connections we hold in our hearts are real, powerful, and enduring. So in your moments of reflection, take a moment to honor those bonds, near or far. Close your eyes, send out the love, and know that in spirit, we're never truly apart. Until next time, stay hungry for more. Thank you for tuning in to Curious Minds, Infinite Answers. I'm Courtney Christine Koskin, and I hope you'll join me for next week's episode as we proceed down the path of curiosity and discovery, uncovering various topics along the way. If you have any comments or want answers to your burning curiosities, drop me a line in the comments below. Until we meet again, find the good in the world, and if you can't find it, be the good.